Good morning, brothers. I'm going to tell you something, man. Your belief isn't shit. Like, belief is nothing. And I'm saying that because I know the far majority of you are just like me. Were taught the same things that I was as a young man. That belief is the milestone. That belief is the pinnacle of walking with source energy. And I'm telling you right now, brothers, belief is nothing. Belief is entry level. It's empty. It just gets you in the conversation of God talk. But it's empty, bro. And the thing is, man, like we've been taught all this time, man, that bro, if you can just get to the place where you believe, then life will start to happen. But now it makes so much sense to me, man, when I think about all the years growing up in church and seeing all these older people, man, their life is just crap. And I'm like, bro, these people are so faithful to source. Like it didn't make sense to me, man. Like, how are all these people in this congregation, man, that are singing and crying and tap dancing on pews and all this stuff and quoting Bible verses? Like, why is their life crap? It's because they were taught the same thing, man. That all you have to do is believe, man. And I'm telling you right now, belief is the absolute minimum. Belief is nothing. It benefits a man nothing to believe, bro. Nothing to believe. And I think about even coming to myself, man. Even when I think about even coming out as a child, coming out of leaving the nest and becoming a man and walking through life with this belief and getting the results I was getting, something wasn't adding up. I'm like, bro, I understand, all the texts I've read. I understand spirit. I understand the relationship with source. I understand that. Why is life still not happening? And it's because we were taught that belief was the climax. Belief was the pinnacle. And it's not. It's not. And to be honest, man, that's why it's very hard for me to even listen to people have certain kind of conversations, because a lot of people are just speaking from beliefs. We've been convinced that if a man or a woman can get online or get on a pulpit and speak as well as Obama and quote the Bible from front to back, that person is in position to lead us down a path. It's like, no, that person is just a believer. And what a believer is, man, a believer is simply a person that's standing on the shore, looking out at the ocean, telling you what it's like to walk on water. I'm going to say it again, man. What a believer is a person that's standing on the shore, safe and solid sand, telling you about what it's like to walk on water. It's nothing. Belief is nothing. I put belief in the same bucket as Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny now. Belief is child's play. You aren't going to get the results you want, man. And I'm telling you from experience. I'm not telling you what I read in James chapter 10 and 14. I'm telling you from experience. You aren't going to get the result you want to get until you start trusting what you believe in. You aren't going to start moving mountains until you start trusting what it is you believe in. Meaning there has to be a level of trust. There has to be a level of vulnerability. In other words, when somebody's sitting there telling me about how to move and how to navigate through life, how to connect to spirit, if they can't tell me stories where they had to stand on water, I'm not even listening, bro. Anybody can memorize the Quran. Anybody can memorize the book. Anybody can memorize the master key system. But if you can't tell me where you had to stand on water, and if it wouldn't have worked, you would have perished, I'm not trying to hear it. I have no interest in people that have a knowledge of a thing. It's like, have you tried it? Have you stood on water? Have you trusted it? And I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. Like a lot of the things that you're trying to pursue going forward, and it's anything. It can be, I'm trying to leave my job. I'm trying to find a 1% woman. I'm trying to increase my income. I'm trying to get healthier. It's a number of things. We can go down that road. You aren't going to see the results you're trying to get, bro, until you put yourself in position to trust what you believe. Put yourself in position where it's like, you know what? Okay, yeah, I can quote the Bible, I can do this, but now I'm stepping on something where if it fails, God, if it fails, I'm going down to the bottom of the barrel. That's what it means, bro. It's nothing to believe. You have to trust, man. And I'm not sitting here telling you this as, oh, I'm sold and I'm telling you how it works. I'm telling you as a man living, at this stage of my life, I'm just now understanding this. Not today, but at this stage of my life. At this stage of my life, I'm just now understanding that a lot of times when things didn't work out as planned, it wasn't that God wasn't God. It's that I was just sitting there saying, hey, God, I'm standing on the shore. Make me walk on water while I'm standing on this sand. And then it's like, man, I'm praying for a thing. I'm hoping for a thing. Like, why isn't nothing happening? Because faith without works is dead. Faith without works is trash. Faith without works is nothing. It's belief. It's belief without action, man. So what I'm saying is all this meditating we do, all this praying and chanting and counting beads and all that stuff, those are nice rituals. But until you're ready to put the Bible down, until you're ready to put the beads up, until you're ready to get off your knees and stop prostrating and go step on some water and say, you know what? Now I'm about to test this out. I'm not gonna just talk to you about believing in you. I'm about to make myself vulnerable. I'm about to take this L if you aren't who you say you are. That's what it means, brother. That's what it means to move in that, to walk in that I am. Meaning I've studied this source, I believe in it, but now I'm about to go stand on it, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to the bottom of the ocean. If you aren't willing to do that, man, you aren't about to grow. You aren't about to grow. It's about trusting, man. It's about trusting and moving in it. And we've all heard that faith without works is dead. And we've all interpreted that a certain way. But I'm telling you, faith without works is not even worth talking about. Faith without works is nothing. It's absolutely zero. So when you see people that have been worshiping for all these years, and you're like, man, their life is still, they're believers. They're simply believers. And believers are the ones that will spend their life on the coast watching everybody else walk on water and win. At some point, man, you have to trust it. And we can talk about all these books, man. Brother, we've talked about so much knowledge over the years on this channel, in the Power Circle, on Patreon. We've talked about so much knowledge, bro. It's like knowledge without the application of it, bro, is you wasting your time. You wasting your time. So think about this. I want y'all to think about this, man. When you think about what it is you see in your vision, and you're sitting on the coast, looking at your vision out there in the middle of the ocean, saying, you know what, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm meditating on it, I'm thinking about it, I'm studying it, I'm reading books on it. Why isn't my vision getting closer? Like why isn't it coming to me? I've been trying to leave my job for 3 years. I've been trying to find wifey for 5. I've been trying to get rid of this sickness for 7. Why isn't it coming toward me? Like I believe. I'm in church on every Sunday and Wednesday, man. I'm praying 17 times a day. I'm chanting, I'm counting beads, I'm eliminating all these distractions. I'm doing every single thing I'm supposed to do. Why isn't that world coming towards me? It's because you're scared to stand on it. Call it what it is, brothers. You're scared to stand on it. You want to sit on the coast and talk all this shit. All this belief, all these verses, all this stuff you heard somebody else do, all the ways to do so. It's like when are you going to walk out there and go get it, though? You don't want to look crazy. You don't want to look crazy. And what you're really saying is, I don't believe that source is what it says it is. That you're saying nothing else but that. I don't believe that source is what I say it is. Oh, I say it's all powerful and it's all this and it da 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 da. But I don't really trust it. I can stand on the coast and preach from the mountains of whatever. But I don't trust it. I don't trust it. You got to go towards it, man. Not only go towards it and trust it, brothers. You have to start living. You have to start living life. You have to walk in a state of expectation. Let me say it like that. You have to walk in a state of expectation. Meaning you have to walk it like you know it. You gotta Babe Ruth that thing, man. You gotta call the play and then walk it like you know it, like you know it's gonna go down, even when you can't see it, bro. Even when you can't see it, you gotta walk like you know it's there. That's the hard task. That's self-mastery. Moving in an energy that you're desiring, but you've yet to see it. Oh, you want to see source energy work? Brother, move like that. Move like that. When a person moves like that, that's when things start happening where people say, oh, it's a miracle. That man has a miracle in his life. It's like, no, man, he's now just trusting and expecting something. People are saying, you know what, when you were down and out and you lost your job and the wife left you and the money is gone and the lights are out and the repo man is knocking and the foreclosure man is knocking and the refrigerator is empty, and in a matter of days they see you owning a business, in position, getting healthier, getting a new woman, getting a new life. They say it's a miracle. They say, no, man, I just got tired of standing my ass on the coast. And sometimes God, sometimes the universe will put you in position where you got to get out there. In other words, God will say sometimes, you know what, man, like I'm tired of you asking me for a bonus at work. I'm tired of you asking me to start this business. Like you've been asking me to start this business for 20 years and you standing on the coast. Sometimes God will say, you know what, here, go get it. Let me push you out there. In other words, let me take everything you own, everything you have, everything you're standing on now, and let me take it away from you. Where you have to stand on me. You have to trust that I am who I am. And I'm going to tell you this, man. When men get in that position, I'm going to tell you this. You have to call it a blessing. I've always said, man, I've been saying it for 2 or 3 years, your blessing is at the bottom. When everything has been ripped from you and you have to stand on that you believe, or you'll see things happen. When you have to stand on it. When you have to stand on it, bro, you're gonna go into a place inside of yourself, man, that you didn't even know exists. You're gonna become BFF with that source. Where every single thing you do, you're connected to it now. Everything you do, man, I'm gonna tell you, bro, that's what, and the thing is this. If we understand that when source energy pushes us out in the ocean and now we have to survive, now we have to stand on water, once we understand that's how we work, when I find myself in a position where I have to win, brother, I go inside and do some things and I make it happen. If we understand that to be true, then all we have to do, man, is just manually force ourselves in position to do that, to move like that. You understand what I'm saying? If we understand that when our back is against the wall and we have to win, let's not wait until the bottom comes. Let's just put ourselves out there. In other words, if you see your vision on the horizon, take a step out there on the water. Take another step. Put yourself so far out there in the water where you understand that instinct is going to kick in. That connection to source is going to kick in. Put yourself out there, brothers. And I'm going to tell you, man, your life is going to do so many things, bro. It's going to be crazy. Sometimes I'll just come right here, man, and I'll sit in solitude, sit in silence. And the whole purpose of me sitting here is just, I'm just in awe. I'm just in awe on the power of moving in an energy. understanding that faith without works is dead. You know, sometimes, brother, all it takes, man, is just for us to, instead of looking at the horizon, take 5 minutes to turn around and look in the past, just for a brief second. Not to live from it, just to look at it. In other words, how dare we doubt a source? How dare we do it? You know, every time we look on the horizon and we see this new challenge, this new mountain to move, or this new goal to accomplish, it's easy for us to get kind of petrified and stand on solid ground again. But brother, all you have to do is turn around and look behind you for 5 minutes. Turn around and say, man, bro, that time when I didn't have nothing, that time when the job came in and told me today was my last day, and I was down to my last $5 anyway. Or that time, you know, this situation left me and I was just down and out, and I had to do something inside, and I had to connect with source, and that source walked me through that ocean. Like, how dare we, man, as grown men, as men that have experienced something, as men that have gone through trials and came out of situations where we said, bro, it ain't no way we're going, like it ain't no way I can make it out of this, man, unless God steps in and makes a way. How dare we as grown men turn around and say, oh man, well, I don't think, how dare we not move in an energy when we're not just running on water at this point? How dare we do that to set our goal and sit back and wait on something to bring that goal toward us instead of us moving towards it in our knowing, in our trusting, in our expectation? How dare we, man? How dare we do that? So all I want to tell y'all, brother, this morning, man, is that belief ain't shit. It's nothing. Like belief is not even worth preaching a sermon about. To preach a sermon about just believing, pastor should have just stayed at the house. Congregation should have just stayed at the house. For me to get on this page and talk about brothers just believe, I'm wasting your time and mine. I'm telling you, brothers, you have to put yourself out there. You have to call a play. You gotta run a play. You want to run a play only when it's safe. You want to run a play when the hole is wide open and you looking at nothing but the end zone. But when you see challenges there, man, you don't want to say, you know what, let me take a step towards this challenge because I understand that source is what source is. That's when you live in life, man. That's when you're playing the game, brothers. That's when you're playing the game. So all I'm saying, brothers, is just understand, man, that your belief ain't shit.
Understand why it's so important to unlearn some things to relearn them. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things with you is I knew your views were not as what I used to hear growing up, or maybe even just in general, where I had formed an opinion about something and it was like, this is how it is. I didn't even question it, but you made me think completely different. And when I learned how to unlearn some things, it changed my entire
In what area of life? Are you like
for me, all areas of my life, like how I react to a situation, how I handle. My biggest thing, I think, is when you taught me how to control my emotions and my mind, I no longer give the benefit to somebody to take that away from me.
Because that's what's creating everything.